The credit card statement blurred in front of me as I sat at my tiny apartment's kitchen table. $300,000, a figure so enormous it felt unreal. My hands shook as I sifted through pages of charges I hadn't made. I'm Sarah Mitchell, 26, a third-grade teacher with a modest income and frugal habits. Or at least I was frugal until my brother Alex decided to hijack my identity. The first hint of trouble came when I tried to buy a coffee machine and my card was rejected. Mortified, I paid with cash. That night, checking my accounts, my heart sank. Luxury car loans, high-end gadgets, casino debts, all in my name. "Alex, what have you done?" I whispered into my phone when I called him. "Chill, sis," he said with that smug confidence that always won over our parents. "I had a short-term money problem. I'll clear it all before the next statement." But I knew better. At 29, Alex had never kept a job for more than 6 months. Our parents bankrolled his business ideas while I worked my way through college. He was their golden boy, destined to make the Mitchell name shine. That evening, I drove to our parents' suburban house. Alex was already there, sprawled on a leather couch like it was just another family night. "Mom, Dad," I began, spreading the statements across their sleek glass table. "Look at what Alex did." Mom barely glanced at them. "Sarah, sweetheart, sit down. Alex explained it all. He's just using your good credit for a business deal." "Using my credit?" I nearly choked. "He stole my identity. He forged my name, opened credit cards, took out loans." "Now, Sarah," Dad cut in, his corporate lawyer tone sharp. "Let's keep this private. No need for such strong words. Family supports family." Alex flashed a grin, all charm and false promises. "It's a tech startup, sis. 3 months max and you'll get it all back with interest." His smile turned sly. "Unless you want to explain to your school board why their teacher has gambling debts." My stomach lurched. "Those aren't my debts," I snapped. "You're the one, but they're in your name," he said softly. "And who's going to believe the unstable little sister over the successful businessman?" "Successful?" I gave a bitter laugh. "You've never succeeded at anything except conning people." "Sarah," Mom gasped. "Apologize to your brother." I looked at my parents. Mom's flawless makeup couldn't hide her worry. Dad's stern face masked his fear of a scandal. They'd always shielded Alex, cleaned up his messes, paid off his debts. But this time he'd crossed a line. "I won't apologize," I said, standing, "and I won't stay silent." "Think of the family name," Dad urged. "Think of my law firm's reputation. We can sort this out quietly." "Sort it out?" I grabbed the statements. "I'm a teacher, Dad. It'd take me 15 years to pay this off. And that's if Alex stops stealing my identity right now." "Which I will," Alex cut in smoothly, "as soon as this deal goes through." I turned to leave, but Alex grabbed my arm. "Don't do anything dumb, sis," he whispered. "Remember that anxiety attack in college? One call to the school board about your mental health." I pulled away, memories rushing back. That anxiety attack had come after finding my savings drained by Alex, though I could never prove it. He'd convinced everyone I was unraveling, and our parents sent me to therapy instead of questioning him. But I wasn't that frightened college kid anymore. In my car, hands still trembling, I called the one person I trusted. Lisa Torres, my best friend since 3rd grade, now a financial crimes detective. "Lisa, I need you," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "My brother stole my identity and my parents want me to cover it up." There was a pause. "Come to my office tomorrow morning," she said. "Bring every document, and Sarah, don't tell your family you're meeting me." As I drove home, my phone buzzed with texts from my parents. "Mom, please don't act rashly. Family first." "Dad, we'll help with the payments, just stay quiet." "Alex, don't forget, unstable teachers lose their jobs." I turned off my phone and parked outside my apartment. Through the window, I saw the stack of student essays waiting to be graded, work that would have to wait because my own brother had potentially ruined my financial future. But as I climbed the stairs, a strange calm settled over me. For years, I'd watched Alex charm his way out of trouble while our parents enabled him. They'd created a monster, and now that monster had gone too far. Tomorrow, I'd walk into Lisa's office with every piece of evidence. Tomorrow, I'd stop being the quiet, compliant sister. Tomorrow, Alex would learn that some debts can't be settled with charm. Lisa's office at the Financial Crimes Unit was stark and professional, filled with stacks of files. She listened closely as I explained everything. The fake accounts, the threats, my parents' pressure to stay silent. "This is worse than I thought," Lisa said, reviewing the documents. "Multiple credit cards, personal loans, even a mortgage application in progress. Your brother wasn't just desperate, he was calculated." She pulled up a file on her computer. Look at this. The applications came from different locations using advanced IP masking. He knew what he was doing. But how? I asked. Alex can barely manage his own phone. Because he's not alone, Lisa said, turning her screen toward me. These transactions match the pattern of a fraud ring we've been tracking. Your brother may have dragged you into something much bigger. My phone buzzed again. Alex had sent photos of my credit card statements with a message. It'd be a shame if these gambling charges went public. Think of your students. I showed Lisa the text. Her face hardened. That's the proof we needed, she said, reaching for her desk phone. Blackmail adds another charge. Before she could dial, my parents stormed into the office, Dad leading with his lawyer bravado. This meeting is over, he declared. My daughter is dropping any complaints. Lisa stood slowly. Mr. Mitchell, this is a federal investigation office. You can't just barge in. I'm a partner at Mitchell and Associates, he snapped. I can go anywhere. He turned to me. Sarah, let's go. Now, she's 26, not 16, Lisa shot back, and we have evidence of multiple federal crimes. Mom stepped forward, tears perfectly timed. Please, we're trying to protect our family. Surely you understand. Protect, Lisa pulled out a file. Like when Alex embezzled from his last 3 jobs, or when he conned his college roommate's parents. Those cases vanished quietly, didn't they, Mr. Mitchell? My parents froze. I hadn't known about those incidents. How did you? Dad began. We've been building a case for months, Lisa said. Sarah's complaint just tied it all together. Your son isn't just stealing from family anymore. He's part of a larger criminal network. As if on cue, 2 federal agents entered. We have a warrant to search Alexander Mitchell's home and business addresses, one announced. Mom sank into a chair. This is a mistake. Alex would never. Mrs. Mitchell, Lisa cut in. Your son opened 15 credit cards in Sarah's name, forged loan documents, set up fake businesses for money laundering, and threatened a schoolteacher with public humiliation. Which part sounds like a mistake? Dad's lawyer facade faltered. I'll make this go away. Whatever the damage, I'll pay it. It's not about money anymore, I said, finding my voice. Alex needs to face real consequences, not another family bailout. You'd send your own brother to prison? Mom gasped. You'd let your daughter drown in debt? Lisa countered. My phone buzzed again. A text from an unknown number. Alex says you're making trouble. Stop, or those gambling debts become very real very fast. Lisa read it over my shoulder and gave a grim smile. And there's the link to the fraud ring we needed. Your son's partners just made our job easier. Dad reached for his phone, likely to warn Alex, but an agent stopped him. That would be obstruction of justice, Mr. Mitchell. Don't make this worse. I watched my parents' carefully built world collapse. All those years of shielding Alex, excusing his mistakes, had led to this. You have a choice, Lisa told them. Step back and let us do our job, or join your son as persons of interest in a federal investigation. Covering up financial crimes is still a crime. Dad's legal instincts finally took over. He placed a hand on Mom's shoulder. We need to stop, Helen. We can't fix this. Mom turned to me, tears now genuine. We thought we were helping him. Every time we cleaned up his messes, we thought. You taught him he could get away with anything, I said quietly. And now he has. Lisa nodded to the agents, who left to execute the warrant. Sarah's credit will be restored, she told my parents. The banks will reverse the fraudulent charges once we present the evidence. But Alex and his associates will face serious federal charges. She looked at Dad. And if you interfere, your law license won't survive it. As my parents left, shoulders slumped. I felt no victory, only relief tinged with sorrow for the family we might have been if they'd stopped enabling Alex years ago. You okay? Lisa asked softly. I nodded, watching through the window as my parents walked to their car, looking suddenly frail and lost. They'll need a good lawyer, I said. Yes, Lisa agreed. But this time it's for facing crimes, not covering them up. The courtroom was hushed as the judge prepared to deliver the verdict. 6 months had passed since that day in Lisa's office, and everything had changed. Alex sat at the defendant's table, his designer suit swapped for a department store one, his cocky grin gone. The investigation had revealed more than anyone expected. Alex wasn't just a cog in the fraud ring, he was a central figure. His business ventures were fronts for money laundering. His charming connections, all criminals. In the matter of United States v. Alexander Mitchell and co-defendants, the judge began, this court finds the defendants guilty on all counts of identity theft, wire fraud, money laundering, and criminal conspiracy. Mom stifled a sob beside me. Dad sat stiffly, his face a mask of professional calm. They'd finally stopped trying to fix things for Alex when the FBI found he'd been stealing from their accounts too. The defendant showed a pattern of escalating criminal behavior, the judge continued. The deliberate abuse of his sister's identity is particularly egregious, as are the subsequent attempts at blackmail and intimidation. Alex glanced at me. I stared straight ahead. The court sentences Alexander Mitchell to 8 years in federal prison, followed by 5 years of supervised release. He is ordered to pay restitution to all victims, starting with the full restoration of Sarah Mitchell's credit and financial standing. It was over. The nightmare that had consumed my life for 6 months, and in many ways for years before, was finally ending. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed for statements. Dad had hired a PR firm to manage the scandal's impact on his law firm, but the damage was done. Half his partners had left, taking clients with them. "Sarah," Mom grabbed my arm as I turned to leave. "Can we talk?" We found a quiet coffee shop nearby. Mom looked older, the perfect family matriarch facade shattered. "I've been seeing a therapist," she said, stirring her untouched coffee. "She's helping me see how I failed both of you." "Both of us?" I asked. "We protected Alex from everything, even himself, but we also failed you by never protecting you from him." She pulled out an old photo from her purse, me at my college graduation, the day my savings vanished. "We should have believed you then." "Yes, you should have," I said softly. "Your father and I are selling the house," she continued. "Most of it will go to helping Alex's other victims, but we want to give you your share now. It won't fix everything, but—" "Keep it," I interrupted. "Use it for real counseling for Alex, not another cover-up." "You're a better person than we deserve," she whispered. Lisa was waiting outside when I left the coffee shop. Her work on the case had earned her a promotion, uncovering one of the state's largest fraud rings. "The other victims are filing a class action lawsuit against the ring's assets," she said as we walked. "You should join them." I shook my head. "I just want to move on." "Speaking of moving on," she smiled, "remember that financial literacy program you wanted for your school? The FBI's Victim Advocacy Department wants to fund it. They think your story could help others protect themselves." For the first time in months, I felt a spark of hope. "Really? You turned your ordeal into something meaningful, Sarah. Not everyone could do that." That night, in my new, secure apartment with better locks and cameras, I opened my laptop. A blank document stared back as I began to write. "Dear future students, sometimes the people who hurt us most are those closest to us. But that doesn't mean we have to let them." My phone buzzed with a text from Dad. "Proud of you today. Not for testifying, but for standing up for yourself. I'm sorry it took this to see your strength." Another text from Mom. "Family dinner next Sunday, just us 3. We need to learn how to be a family again." I thought about it. The last family dinner had sparked this nightmare, but maybe we could build something new from the ruins of our old dynamic. "Yes," I texted back, "but I picked the restaurant and we all pay our own way." Mom replied quickly, "Deal." "And Sarah, thank you for giving us another chance." I returned to my laptop, continuing my program outline. My students would learn more than financial literacy. They'd learn to stand up for themselves, recognize manipulation, and understand the difference between helping family and enabling harmful behavior. Sometimes the toughest lessons come from our own lives. But as I wrote, I realized my story wasn't just about fraud or family betrayal. It was about finding the courage to do what's right, even when it costs everything you thought you needed. Alex tried to ruin my life. Instead, he pushed me to rebuild it, stronger, wiser, and finally, entirely my own.